Okay, here we go. What's up, fam? Welcome to L.U.S.T. Let Us Speak Truth. I'm your host, Nick. We got the crew on here. What's up, y'all?
Hey, what up? What up? What up?
Trav, you're on mute. LD.
Already.
Right. Malfunction. Go
I'm
ahead,
available.
Trav. Speak to the fans.
Oh, yes. To all my people out there, I'm available and ready again as usual. To all the rest of the people on the panel, hello. How are you?
How are
What
you?
up?
Hey,
Steve, where you been, fella?
Man, I've been here. I'm still holding down, fam. I ain't went nowhere. See, I was wondering where y'all was at. Y'all wasn't even checking for me. I look at the podcast, ain't nobody
Such
say,
a
hey,
tell.
where's Steve at?
Because I send you the link. A lot.
No, you did. No, I ain't talking about that. Like, I subscribe. Like, I'm officially like not just a part of the pod, but I am a fan. I subscribe. I hit the like, hit the ding, and all that. We should all do that.
Hey,
Whether we look or not, you still need to make sure you keep them numbers where they at.
That's right. Look, clap on that one. Thank you,
right.
babe.
That's right.
All right, y'all. Today's topic is going to be, have you ever been in love with the idea of someone?
Are you serious?
This is a woman topic, but
No, it's not, because listen.
Men don't, that's some visual shit.
Let's talk about
Go ahead.
let's talk about Jeezy and his wife.
What about it?
So he filed divorce. Remember, men don't
Right.
file divorce. Remember that?
We don't.
Right. He's a man. He filed for divorce.
20%. I always talk about the minority. Don't do that with me. Don't do that.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he was able to go ahead and step out there and say that he was done and he didn't want to deal with it no more, sure, he's more entitled to do that.
But
a lot of men don't, but it is what it is.
But have you guys heard any reason why he filed? Like, what were the only thing I heard was after that child was born, their baby, their beliefs were different. That's all I heard.
I think there was a lot of speculation. Now, I when you don't get the full story, you just start speculating and kind of throwing your stuff in there. I immediately thought maybe it was the way they parenting the child.
Yeah,
that was my first thought. Was kind of maybe different, because is she American?
She's
No.
Asian.
she's
Asian.
Yeah. So
Go ahead, Trey. Sorry. Hold on. Let me
have you
put Tootie in.
Have you guys ever seen her mother and her behavior?
no.
I don't know anything about.
I do. Her mother and her had a show, and her mother is like, for lack of a better term, she's kind of erratic. Like, she's all over the place. She used to try to dominate her father, but who she said she wished that she would have stayed with.
Tootie,
So my
turn your
point,
screen. Go ahead.
huh?
I was telling Tootie to turn her screen. Okay, go ahead.
So my point is, with that is, when you watch your mother behave like that, I mean, who knows?
Don't fall too far from the tree.
Yeah. So, and then for him, I'm a little disappointed that he did the interview with
Neil Long.
yeah, I'm a little disappointed that he did that.
Why? I thought it was incredible.
You're a woman.
I think he did good. He spoke.
No, he didn't do good.
Why
He
you
dirty
all
Mac.
good?
He dirty Mac her. He dirty Mac her, didn't he?
He
Yeah,
said
he did. No,
real
you don't
niggas don't cheat. So you got
What
offended.
are you talking about?
What-
I'm not
okay.
talking about that part.
Which
I'm
part?
talking about one thing. I'm
Which part?
talking about the fact that you all want to make us like you all and bring us down to and be sensitive and tell his life story. It does no good.
He was just saying how he was telling about his turmoil from his childhood, where he came from and where he is today. It's called self-love, and men do self-love. That
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
No,
If
you
a man
don't.
walks
You
around talking
don't.
about something,
You
he's
don't.
a bitch.
You
Oh, no, Trav.
wow.
Trav, LD, little D, you out of line.
Ain't nobody walking around talking. Ain't no man walking around talking about no self-love.
Okay, wait, can I say something?
Go
I
ahead.
want to say
Yes.
the first thing is that I don't think anybody really knows their reason except for the people that's in their really close circle, just like Tanya said. Like, there's just a lot of speculation. In addition to that, I think people forget when we get into relationships, we're in a relationship with this person as a boyfriend or a girlfriend. And then we learn them as a fiance, right? And then we learn them as a husband or a wife. And then we learn them as a parent. And those are different stages in life. And sometimes what happens is you may be a great husband, you may be a great wife, but you may not know how to parent, or the parenting doesn't we're not on the same balance of parenting. You may be a great girlfriend, but you may suck at being a fiance because of the weight of getting married or the wedding. It could be anything, but those are different times in different situations, and people show their colors throughout those different times where there's those different
I think
types, I would
it
say.
I agree. I
You know,
agree.
so I think that has a lot to do with it. In addition to the interview that was done, I honestly think the interview was good. Not because I'm a woman, but I think the interview was good because it piggybacks off of the book he just released and his album. So you have to understand there's a lot of marketing in what that interview had to do with, because Nia Long went through something and then they look good together aesthetically as a couple. And then here you have these people that's going through something come together, and then he's talking about his upbringing and stuff like that. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I just
You have a hell of an echo.
me?
Uh-huh.
Oh,
You have a
I
hell of
don't
an
know.
echo. Just bring your whatever whatever you're speaking in, bring it a little closer to you.
I'm on my laptop.
Oh, that's probably
I mean,
But
Also,
I'm always on my laptop.
also,
because you're
y'all,
in an enclosed room.
yeah, that's what it is.
Acoustic.
One more thing I'll say to go with that. Me personally, I don't think Hollywood or public relationships are real, in my personal opinion. You know, I mean, and that's the 80-20. It's got to be some that are, but most of them aren't real. Do you
Is
think,
Jay-Z and
like,
Beyonce real?
huh?
Is Jay-Z and Beyonce real?
I know that's you all's curtain, right? The curtain call, right? That's your
No, no,
trump
no,
card.
no. I'm just asking you because
I
he did his dirt. She made a whole album about it. They got through it, and they still together. Just tell me
what was she
it's
gonna
real.
go? What was she gonna get better than him?
Shit, she makes her own. What? What?
Oh
What you
my
mean?
God.
What's she gonna get better than him?
What's she gonna get better than him?
Oh my goodness, Travis.
I
I'm being
I
real.
feel
I'm being
actually
real. Answer the question. What is she gonna get better than him?
she can have anybody she
She can have
wants, but the
anybody she
difference,
wants.
the thing is, sometimes women, it doesn't matter if you
man,
want
it's
them.
not about that. Y'all not
Women don't
understanding where
date
Travis is coming
down.
from.
You don't understand what I just said.
Jay-Z
She's
is
not
not
gonna
the
date,
only Jay-Z is not the
not gonna
only
date
It,
down. What is
mind.
she gonna go? She's gonna go get an all chic? He's not an all chic wouldn't have her.
You
He
don't think
play with her. Y'all don't
no,
understand what I'm saying.
you don't think that do you think that Jay-Z is the only powerful source that she could have?
He is in another quadrant by himself.
So are
She
other
can't.
black men.
Oh my God, she's not gonna date
Okay,
down.
Trav,
So
what
are
the
other
hell are
black
you
men.
trying to
It's not
say, honey?
just Jay-Z.
not
Y'all don't understand what
Nah,
I'm saying.
it's not about the fact that, you know what I'm saying, there's not other men out there, but you know what I'm saying, like Jay-Z holds a certain thing for her, you know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why, you know what I'm saying, the
Yeah, her
thing
damn
happened.
pussy.
No, it's not even
Just
necessarily
playing.
that, you know what I'm
I'm
saying?
just
Just for the
playing.
just on the strength that, like she was really young when they first hooked up. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z,
That was her first.
yeah, he probably
And
like 30. He was probably like 30, and
and
she was
she
probably
likes a
like
certain type of
maybe
man.
19.
What'd you
She likes
say?
a certain type of. She dealt with Pimp C. She likes a certain type man. He
Okay.
You know,
fits that.
you know,
Okay. But
but you
so do
know,
many others. That's what
nah. It's not. No. It's a way.
So
It's a
y'all
certain
need to
type.
do some research
No,
and read.
no. Understand where I'm coming from. Is that it's not about that. Oh, it's just Jay-Z or it's just Pimp C. It's the way that certain men carry themselves. It's the way that they betray themselves. It's the way that they act in and out their relationship with the woman. You know what I'm saying? Like when they're in the relationship with the woman, they actually take it as them, like they like the control that the man brings to that situation, because not every man brings that control and that safety and stuff to a relationship. So
My whole
for
my whole
Beyonce,
thing
Jay-Z brings that thing to her. Now, does this other stuff come with being with a Jay-Z or being in a public relationship? Oh, for sure. But when the doors closed, Jay-Z probably
is
like, hey, you
basically a
good.
fan. I think she stays with him for family value.
That's
I
the
think
best
it's
thing to do.
strictly about family.
That could possibly be true as well. It could be true, but I mean, at this point, we just speculating.
Yeah, because that's all we can do because we don't know him by any means.
I'm
Okay.
just there's nobody gonna compare to what he's doing.
Okay. That's your opinion. Everybody's entitled.
Yeah,
Love you,
yeah.
brother. Okay,
Yeah.
look. What about
What? Who has the money? Who? What? What is she gonna marry? A football player? What's she gonna marry? A basketball player?
No, she can be like
No.
Janet Jackson. She
Risa?
can marry the
You're
president.
looking on the face. You're looking at face value. You're looking at
No,
what's
I'm
supposed to be
not.
good. Okay, well,
She's
you go do
women
your
don't marry
history
down.
about. You go do your
Women
history.
don't marry down.
There are a lot of successful black men that are just like Jay-Z or better. So stop
Where?
Listen, just
research.
like Janet Jackson
Research.
married a prince. I mean, hey,
Yeah,
come on now.
Research.
Janet Jackson found, but Janet Jackson is washed up. She done hit the wall 55 times.
Oh,
She get what she can get.
look
Oh
ahead, little D.
Lord. Lord. Okay,
Hey,
look.
hey, you know,
That's my girl.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on.
I know it is. And it was controlled long time ago.
not they say it's control.
this
And he
nigga.
said control.
Okay, y'all. What do y'all think about Joe Smith finding out his wife has an OnlyFans page?
He didn't
Shame,
handle it right. He didn't
shame
handle
on
it
him for
right.
not knowing. Shame
No,
on
no,
him
no,
for
that's
not
his
knowing.
fault. No,
Yeah,
no, 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 not shame on him. She was a prostitute from the get go.
exactly. I agree with you.
That's his. So let her do her
Wait, wait,
thing.
wait,
You
wait,
married
wait,
a
wait,
prostitute.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why would you say she's a prostitute?
Oh,
Because she has an OnlyFans page.
no, she was an adult film star when he met her.
That's what I'm
Okay.
trying to.
So you married somebody you know that
You
was in the
don't
adult
marry a
film.
prostitute.
Okay, so he did. So
And he had lost most of his bread by that time too. So he saw her a dream or whatever, and she was on board when the money wasn't coming through. She got her OnlyFans page.
so you think he's wrong
It's his
for
fault.
getting mad at her because he knew what he was getting into?
Could have married a school teacher from Oklahoma that ain't got a lot of bodies and a nice girl. That's what he should have did.
Man, I think what a lot of people get caught up in is that, like you said, we talking about
Yeah.
celebrity relationships to a certain extent. And what folks gotta understand is that they like to carry themselves like, oh, I'm a celebrity. You know, coming back down to regular life for these folks is hard. It's like, you know what I'm saying, an athlete when he's done, you know what I'm saying, and the bread ain't right, or you know what I'm saying, a film star when they ain't got no more acting jobs, or you know what I'm
Right.
saying, or
Right.
even make it more real, somebody that's in the military, how do they assimilate themselves in a regular life? You know what I'm saying? Like you've been living this certain way for a certain time. Now you back with us. And you know what I'm saying? Folks don't know how to handle that. You know what I'm saying? They used to having stuff like athletes, they used to having stuff handed to them their whole life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Right. Right.
here's some grades, here, you know what I'm saying? Here's this, here's this. You able to do
Okay.
certain things that other folks can't do. So you get other
Let me
privileges that
let
folks
me
can't
ask you
have.
guys.
Mm.
Let me ask you guys this. Back to the original question because we went to the whole celebrity stuff with Jeezy and his wife because that's kind of my simulation of what I was trying to say. Have you ever been in love with the idea of someone, or has someone ever been in love with the idea of you?
Man, I think it's
No,
possible.
I think that all of us have been in love with the idea of being in love with someone. Whether we fantasize or I just think that every human being has went through that phase in their lives.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the same thing as really loving the potential that somebody can bring to the table and not really seeing the true person that they are. It's the same thing, same question. And I think we all look at what somebody's capable of or what somebody's potential is and what they are able to do and not what they're actually doing. So we
Right.
can fall in love with the
Mhm.
or love that
See,
the person they think that they're dealing with, and it's really not. It's what we make up in our head that we're comfortable with.
and with that being said, I used to never think, when they say when people get married, they change. I used to never believe that statement.
Oh, that's real.
I used
Yeah,
to
oh, that's
never
real.
believe that because to me,
That's real.
if you're with somebody for a couple years, 3 years, whatever, and you guys are like super close, you live together, whatever. I know it's out of order, but let's just say that's just how it is
Yeah.
nowadays. And then you get married, and then 10 years later, 6 years later, like the shit just is so different. Like I never believed that until I was in it.
I think people, it kind of falls back into the people's representative, right?
Mhm,
When they were like, oh, will you date somebody for the first 6 months or for the first year, whatever that number is,
mhm.
somebody's showing you, it's a challenge. Like, let me get this person. And then when they wrote this person in, now I can pull my weave or pull my wig off and show you my real, once I got you. You know what I mean?
Win. Now that
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
you,
And it's not real. If people would just walk around and be authentically themselves from walk around with a bare face, no makeup, walk around with your hair out, no weave or no wig, walk around, just be you, say what you want to say, be who you truly are, so you don't get down the line and 6 years later you're like,
that's
who
the
am
problem.
I and who are you?
But that's the
Well,
problem. People can't handle that. People can't
Now,
well, you know,
handle.
now,
it's as the old saying goes, it's easy to get in, but hell to get out of. When you're dating, you say to yourself, I can leave whenever I want to leave. But however, when you become married, it's hard as hell to get out of. So because everything is usually jointed together.
Right, right.
I mean, I agree with some of this stuff, and I disagree with some of it. I feel like this, when you're married, you could be authentically yourself, but as you know what I'm saying, if two people tend to grow, you can grow together or you can grow apart, you
That's
know.
yeah.
But the thing about it is just that if you still really feel how you feel about the person, you don't mind trying to be better, elevate yourself to be what you need to be in a marriage. Like for some men, it's hard being consistent. Not everybody, but a lot of men aren't consistent in their relationships or in their marriage. So it tends to be a down. So you get comfortable, you get complacent, and now you're not doing what you used to do or some of the things, just being a provider isn't always just enough anymore. You know what I'm saying? When you're in marriages and relationships now, they as a man, you should be consistent, be present. It's not about always sharing your emotions, but at least be able to be honest and be open, like she said, be authentic. And
Right, right.
I don't think a lot of us we get to the point where we have to keep up that bravado and that stuff that you know what I'm saying. When y'all just love the person, you know what I'm saying. Y'all love the people that
Let
we
me
are at this
let
point,
me
but we still want to be that. We still want to be that thug that y'all met when we was at the club or something.
right, right. Let me ask you guys this, the men. When you saw a change in that, we're just speaking of just in general history of past relationships, okay? When you guys saw a change, were you able to express yourself to them?
I
That's y'all
mean,
too.
What
yeah, I know.
that's to the men.
I was gonna let my
That's to
man.
the
Yeah, yeah.
men. Because women, we express ourselves. We're very expressive. So I want to know from you men.
Yeah, Steve, you want to go first? Or it doesn't
Man,
matter.
go ahead, do your thing.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm really I like to communicate, you know, with a lady I'm dealing with in
Mhm.
depth. Um, and because I do that, I think sometimes it'll come across as if I'm over communicating in my experiences. I'm letting you know I don't like this, and other guys are just okay and they take subpar behavior. I don't accept that. So if it's something I don't like, I'm gonna tell you about. Period.
Is your presentation harsh or are you considerate of feelings?
Truthfully, Nick, I'll be honest with you, it's not very it's very bland. It's very direct and to the point. And I think that has probably been problematic for me over time. But when it's something, because if you say me and you, Nick, if this is hypothetically, we were talking and you told me, hey, this is what I need from you.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter how you say that to me. I'm gonna because I it's a little different from me. I grew up with men, so we didn't. It's not. It wasn't. Hey, how you doing?
So if
How
you're
you,
with an emotional female or a sensitive female, it just is not going to work.
I
So
know, and those things for me have not always worked out in my favor because I'll just come and tell you square up, like, hey, I don't like that.
so
Like, hey,
if a woman
like
said, Trav, I don't like your nails. Can you cut them motherfucking dagger nails? How would you feel?
that ain't gonna bother me.
Would you cut them?
Yeah, I cut them because if I
Oh,
said, hey, babe, if I said the other night, babe, when I was getting it from the back, your pussy smelled a little bit. You need to make that straight.
why would you have to have
What?
a comeback?
No, I'm just telling you, like you
Trav
know.
gotta always have a comeback. When somebody
He,
say this,
Trav,
he gotta say
Trav,
this.
don't do it tit for tat. Don't,
Oh my
you know
God.
No,
what?
no, no,
That's
no, no,
one
no. What I'm
thing.
saying
Don't do
is,
tit for
y'all.
tat.
No, for real, y'all. Like my biggest thing is, I'm telling you, certain shit, I'm just not accepting of. Like I'm
Well,
not
I
as a
mean,
man.
I would expect a man to tell a woman if they smell. I don't care how sensitive she is. You're doing her an honor by telling her because that's helping her out. Shit, I'm sorry. Dush.
But hopefully,
Something.
hopefully, he,
Cleanse.
hopefully he can smell it before he
Soap.
get in there.
Well, the thing is, though, Tanya, this is the thing. I don't know what happened, and I hope somebody can, they'll look at our show. Like a lot of women think they're doing you a favor by giving you some, so you just take it in whatever condition the vagina's in, and
No,
and,
that's
and
that's just nasty. Like
What?
you got, we
Nah,
have
he
talked
real.
about.
Nah.
no, no,
Hey, no,
am I
no,
lying?
no,
Am I
no.
lying?
We have
Ladies, y'all don't understand this one. Y'all not. This is
no,
not
we
this.
have
What
talked
he's
about
speaking on is
this.
not for y'all. What he is
No,
saying,
it's not for
not
y'all.
for
What I'm
y'all.
saying
This is
is
not for y'all.
there are a lot of ladies that feel like they're doing you a favor by giving you some. So you better take this while you can. Now, let me give you a couple of instances. A man suck on some breasts and they taste like salt. Salt, that is a problem. Um, you are having sex with this woman. She's been in the office all day. She might have used the bathroom at 12 and peed 5 times since then. And you just go ahead and get it. And you're supposed to be good with taking this subpar. Um,
Say you didn't already said it. Go ahead and say what it is. Subpar what? Subpar P.
vagi-
Subpar
va-
P.
yeah. So I'm telling y'all, it's a lot of stuff out there. So when y'all say that's why men and women are so different. Y'all say the idea of falling in love with somebody. We love in real life. Y'all love it. The idea. Women love the idea of the situation. We
And
love in
listen,
real
ladies,
No,
listen,
no.
ladies, hold
We
on.
love.
But with
Go
that
ahead.
being said, I'm gonna let Lanita talk after this. But with that being said, lady, if you take a wipe and just wipe your stuff down, that's not it. That will
Yeah, that's
not
girl.
save your smell. If you have a smell, it's a clinical issue. Go to the doctor. Go
Okay,
ahead.
but wait
Go ahead.
before you say one thing. What's the proper way of wiping, Nicole?
Front to back. Do not
No,
go
no,
back. Okay, look, you wipe
no, no.
front to back, and if you have a smell,
All right.
you have a
You're
clinical
right. You're
issue.
right, Nick. You're right. Because the girls in the strip club, they said that back to front, that means you wipe crumbs right into the vagina. So you're right. That is the
Yeah,
proper
you're
way
gonna
to
get
do
a
it.
yeast infection. You're gonna get
Yeah.
Yeah,
a
you're right.
bacteria
You're right.
infection.
You're right.
UTI. Yeah.
You're gonna
Yeah,
get
yeah,
a UTI.
you're white shit chips right into the vagina.
I can't stand your black ass.
Where's my girl at? There she is.
Go ahead, Lanita. Say what you were gonna say.
Forgot. I just know that we've said a lot of on the. Am I still echoing?
Yep.
A little bit, but just because you're in a closed room, you're in your office, and it's
Yeah.
Not in your spot.
I just we've talked about dealing with the caliber of people. That's all I was gonna say. And usually the type of caliber woman or man, they're good with their hygiene. It just depends on who we're all dealing with.
Mhm.
And I forgot. Oh, I was gonna say something about being authentic. The
Uh-huh.
thing is, and I was piggybacking off of what Steve said, a lot of times if the man and woman are equally authentic with each other and equally open and honest with each other, when changes arrive in their relationship,
Mhm.
they're both committed and loyal to the changes that occur, because not everything is going to be like just straight,
Mhm.
like everything it's not always going to be peaches and cream.
I was
So
just gonna say that.
yeah, I couldn't, for lack of a better term. So it's like, that's all I was gonna say. And I know when I talk, I'm like, oh, Lanita just makes it sound so good, or Lanita makes it sound so easy, or it's not really like that. But I honestly think when you have two people that are in a relationship together and they face different challenges, as long as they've been honest, open, and they're committed to that relationship and each other, I think it makes it easier for people to grow together instead of growing apart. Because if somebody has
It's true.
a backup plan, and if somebody has something like an underlining, like, okay, well, I'm gonna move like this. If somebody is just underhanded,
True colors always show.
it's
And,
gonna come out. It's
and
gonna come out. It may not
yeah.
come out in year one. It may come out in year 4, or it may come out in year 10. But the
Right.
point
Eventually
is,
it's out.
It comes out.
it's gonna come out, especially if somebody's moving dishonestly.
Let me ask y'all this. Have you ever changed on someone and treated them in a bad way?
I
A
am.
girlfriend,
You have
a
to.
girlfriend,
Uh-huh.
a girlfriend.
Yeah.
When I got tired of them, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what I was gonna say. When I was tired, I was done.
Well,
Yeah.
well,
And see, that goes
that
into
goes
communication. People don't communicate
that,
that. They just,
that goes into don't treat them funny, just ghost them.
Well, see, my whole thing is
right.
I hate repeating myself 1,000 times. How
And
many times can you tell somebody I don't like when you do this to me, and they like, well, fuck your feelings and continue doing it?
Exactly.
well, that
I'm
part,
not gonna keep doing it.
you expressed yourself because you told them. You know what I mean? And if
Mhm.
they keep doing it, then that I get that. That's something
Yeah, and
a
that's
lot
when
of
I was like, okay,
people,
well,
a lot of people, sadly, 60% of people don't say nothing. They just start treating you like shit. And then you become
Now,
like,
hold
why
on, hold
you
on.
treat me like that? Like, what is happening?
Now, okay, so I've been sitting here listening. Although I had a question to answer, I never got to answer. But what I will say is that
You can do it.
I think I'm gonna be real. I think what a lot of people forget to, you know what I'm saying, when we're talking about the 60% and all this other stuff, is that a lot of men have to grow in. I don't want to say it's an idea, but they have their front person, like we talked about earlier. But then as you get into a relationship, into a marriage, you have to actually fill those shoes. You have to be the man that you said you was going to be. And a lot of men aren't ready for that. Or are they willing to be the man that they aspire to be? So I think a lot of times you have some people that fall short, and that's why some of those things don't go the way they go. And then sometimes some men just don't know how to communicate their feelings. They can, you know what I'm saying? There's people like Trav that are just blunt with it, that come with it. There's some men that try to be too nice, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, if you really in it to win it, you have to have that communication where sometimes it's a little raw, but sometimes you gotta know how to talk to the person where they understand.
And
You know,
men, don't be
with
too
that.
nice because nice guys finish last.
No,
We
no,
already
you can.
talked
I
about
mean,
that.
you don't have to
Don't
be
be too
nice,
nice. Don't be too nice
but you
because
got. But see, but
a
the
lot
thing
of women
about being
cannot
nice is that
handle
you
that.
also have to be honest. It is not about necessarily being nice. Are you being honest? You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to be in the heat of the moment and you talking bad to somebody, but when you really having a conversation and things in your relationship or your marriage are hinging on these type of topics, you have to be honest about the information that you're giving. Honest about yourself, honest about where you at, honest about the information that you're giving. And I don't
Right,
think a
right.
lot of people deal with that honesty in those moments. You know what I'm saying? Like Trav, he's really good about being honest about the stuff he feels strongly about. In
Yeah.
those moments, he's going to give it to you how he gives it to you. Like me personally, I'm getting to a point where my conversation is better, that I communicate to a point where we're at even toes. I know I'm supposed to be the leader of my household, and I need to have a conversation that matches that. But a
Mhm.
lot of times, you don't have a lot of guys that want to match that I'm the leader of my household conversation. They come from a passive position. You know what I'm saying? Your girl's making all the bread, but you just sitting around the house all day chilling, but you still expect to be the man in the house. It doesn't always work like that. You know what I'm saying? You just the man doing the housework.
Okay, hold
Here's
on.
the problem. Here's the problem with that. The only problem with that, what I've seen, it's hard to be honest with somebody that prefers a pretty lie over the truth.
yep.
And
That can be
I'm
true.
not, and I'm not saying all ladies, but most women prefer pretty lies over the truth. So if you tell them something, most people, when you tell them something, they'll become offended by it.
Yeah.
And
Like
that's
I
true,
said,
Trav. But it always comes to a point where eventually it starts to get real. and that pretty lie has to become the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't disagree with what you said, but at certain points it gets to where the rubber meets the road, and you gotta
Let me
have
ask
that
you this.
understanding, have that
Let me
communication.
ask you this. If someone, if your lady right now, I'm talking to you, Steve, if your wife right now said, I don't like the way you cook, I've been dealing with it for this many years, and it's just nasty.
I was like, please take over because I hate cooking.
And if she says, your job, because when we got together, your job was being the chef of the family. So what I need for you to do is take some cooking classes. Would you be offended by that?
To a certain extent, I would be, and I would tell her as such. But you know what I'm saying? Like, what am I? What you know what I'm saying? What does the conversation come to? Where's that conversation lead? You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to say that, but then does that turn into does the snowball keep getting bigger as it's rolling downhill? Or are we talking
But the
honestly?
fact that she says that and you're willing to do so, that's the key. Go ahead, Trav.
Okay, so you have to make it directly prudent to a man and his ego and what he ain't gonna care about that. And I'm not gonna put it in Steve's marriage because I'm not like that. Put it on me. If a woman came to me and said, "Hey man, you are not fucking me right," that is going to matter. He does not care about cooking. He does not care about cleaning
Okay, so
that way or making her
if
talk.
a woman tells you you're not fucking me right, how are you going to handle that? How would you be offended?
No, I'm gonna tighten my chin strap up and get back in the game.
And what if she says your dick is too small and I can't even fuck with you no more? I can't even do this.
We'll get some
And you go
help.
and you go limp.
You're going to get
We're
help.
gonna, we're gonna get some help.
How the fuck can you help a little dick?
They say they say fellas are getting penis enlargements. It's a lot of shit
Shut
going
the
on
fuck
out
up.
there.
You're gonna get offended and you're gonna be like, fuck her.
I'm not
Most
gonna get
definitely,
She's
yeah.
gonna
offended.
call me a
I'm
little
not gonna get
dick, like I
offended.
ain't fucking with her no
I'm
more
not gonna
because
get
her pussy's
offended.
like the
I
abyss. That
promise you, I'm not gonna.
you ain't gonna
I'm
leave
not.
her. You're
It,
gonna
You probably wouldn't, Travis. Okay, you
no, I
probably
mean when you
wouldn't.
got, I mean like this is the thing. Like if you talking to somebody that you really dealing with, y'all been dealing with each other for years. You know what I'm saying? And then she break that over. Yeah, it's gonna be a blow because you know what I'm saying. Like we've been dealing this long, and you waited this long to tell somebody something like that.
so
But
look, no,
then
what if she tells him within 6 months of them being together, because in her mind she's talking, she's doing whatever she can to make it good, and but she really likes him in every way else, but your dick is just too small. So what what do you how do you fix that? You can't fix a small dick. So what I'm saying is Trav says, well, we can go, you know, medical procedures, whatever the hell. You go do that, okay, and then everything is good for a little bit, then all of a sudden she says, well, I don't want this fake dick no more. So you done did surgery, you did all kind of shit to please her, and your shit, she still don't want you after 5 years.
Yeah,
I think
dick
it's a
ridge.
cop out. You got to think about it. When people get like that, they've already figured out a reason
Mm-hmm.
to
They're just
leave
trying to use
the.
a reason to get out the game.
Yeah, they
That's
already figured
my
out a
point.
reason to
That's my
leave
point.
the relationship, and then they're using something else as the scapegoat. Like, okay, this is it. This is the people are so underhanded, but that's what
I
people do.
personally, and I agree with Nita. I personally feel like when a person, man or woman, starts to put trackers on cars, hire private investigators to follow you and all that, a
That's
lot of times those
too much work.
those people those people no, I think those people want out of the relationship. They're just
Mhm.
trying to find a vehicle to get out
Yeah,
with. They've already
Not
Something.
necessarily.
I don't believe that. I don't believe
Not
that.
necessarily.
I think there's some people that are so damn insecure that they look for things to help them feel like they're right about
that's
something.
true too. That is
I
true
mean,
too.
okay, I get all this. So let me ask y'all this question. Have y'all ever really sat down with somebody, been in a relationship, and just really talked about what could make you go, what could make you stay, or are we good right now? Are we not good right now? I mean, because like my thing is that I've had some real conversations in my marriage, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes we just sat down and it got more real than I was expecting it to or I was ready for. But I put, you know what I'm saying? You take it as it comes. But have y'all been in those situations where it looked bleak and y'all have a conversation about the bleakness, about how
Yeah,
dark it
I
really
have.
is?
Yeah.
And the motherfucker sat there and lied. So when you have somebody that sit there and just lie blatant in your face and just lie, lie, and lie, because you got to understand too, like you can say, oh, well, have you been in these situations? And you be like, yeah, I've been in a situation, but I was
So
in a situation by
did you call him
myself.
on it? Did you call him on it though?
Once I found out it was a lie, yeah. But you got to
But let me ask this
understand,
question:
you
How long
also
did
got
you
to
know?
be.
How long did it take you to figure out it was a lie, or did you kind of had a feeling early on? You just didn't really act upon it.
No, I didn't have a feeling early on or anytime. I found out it was a lie when I uncovered the truth. So then you confront them with the truth and you say, "Hey, what's this?" And then that's when that person decides either they can step in it and say, "Yeah, this is what has been going on," or they can lie and try to, double back out of it. I mean, my personal situation was I uncovered the truth or one of the truths that I uncovered, and but prior to that we were having conversations and the person lied and lied and lied for years on end, just lied and lied and lied. So it's like I said, I know sometimes I make it sound easy, and so do you sometimes, Steve, but what I'm saying is when you have two people in the relationship or two people in a marriage and one person is in the marriage and the other person is giving the other person a counterfeit life because that person is just lying. What do you,
That,
at that point,
that's
what do you do with that?
that's called growth. And either you're gonna grow like this or you're gonna grow like this.
And most times, if your life is built on a lie,
It goes like
like
that.
this, you're gonna grow like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but truthfully speaking, I don't. There is not a lieless uh uh relationship. I think. Don't laugh, Nikki. I try to get that word out.
I
We
know.
get what you're
I know.
saying.
Yeah.
I love you.
I think we all have lied in some sense, whether it's getting our nails or our hair done, or we bought these pair of shoes or something like that. So I don't, it's
But
just,
I'm talking about major lies that are gonna split something. When we have everybody, unfortunately, everybody
Okay.
lies, or everybody tells a portion of their truth or a portion. And that's why they tell you, there's three parts to every story: yours, mine, and the truth, right? Yours, mine, and God's eye. So I just think that there's certain things that transpire in relationship that's going to bring you together. But there's certain things that transpires in relationship that's going to bring you guys apart, regardless of how many conversations you have. That's all I'm saying. Like, people just need to be honest, and something, it sounds so easy to be like, it's so easy to be honest, but if you're a habitual liar, telling the truth is hard.
true. That's
I
true.
mean, that is true. But the thing about it is just that there are some relationships that are like that. Then there are some that are not. Like my personal experience isn't that. You know what I'm saying? Have I made mistakes? Of course. But you know what I'm saying? It's about how you bounce back. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's at some point I had to be honest about how I really felt to myself, and then you know what I'm saying, and then have to express that to my wife. Like just being honest. Because like I mean, I can feel however I want to feel, and I can say whatever I want to say. But you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I still have a responsibility to my wife and to myself first, and then to my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, because if I'm taking care of business for me, 9 times out of business, I'm taking care of business for her too. But
Absolutely.
there's a lot. But you know what I'm saying? Not every man is there, and they would rather just try to tell the lie than actually deal with their feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna say that Trav's a liar, but you know what I'm saying? A lot of men don't want to dig deep to see how they really feel on something. They'd rather just tell you what they tell you and go on about their business. You know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of men we're not programmed to have these real emotional conversations with y'all that makes us vulnerable. We not set up like that. You know what I'm saying? It took me a minute to get to where I'm at now, to where I can have these conversations
Yeah.
and trust my wife the way I trust her. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna say that, and I might be the minority in this, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, like to be
Growth, baby, growth.
but to be vulnerable with my wife, because not everybody gets that, you know what I'm saying? She's the only one that gets that from me, like, but it took me a minute to get there because you have to come to the realization that I had to come to the realization that she's here for me. She's got my back like nobody else has my back. And I've been working against what she's been trying to help me with. And once I got to that point where I was like, okay, I just gotta let her have my back, let her nurture me and nurture the man. I'm gonna go out here into to the cold hard world. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
Yeah.
walk out the house and life's on all Madden. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And it is what it is.
Hold on. I don't mean to cut you off. I gotta trim you a little bit because you be love you,
That's
babe.
good.
Have
Love
you
you.
people with kids on this panel or advice that you would have, advice that you can give somebody who's in a marriage with children right now? Do you think would you stay just for your children or do you think it's a
Absolutely.
hopeless cause?
Absolutely.
So, would you stay with your partner, your ex-wife, your ex-spouse, your ex-girlfriend because of the children?
It's only one reason as a man that you would not make that move if she was just being irresponsible. If she was running the street, then you have to go. Uh, you have to go. But if it's for the betterment of your children long term, this is the way I think.
Mhm.
They didn't
So,
ask to come here, and you got a duty. They didn't ask to come,
so,
you have a duty.
so let me ask a question because I want to clarify what you're saying, Trav. So you're saying that if a couple is unhappy, and things are not going well in their marriage, but because they have children, they should stay together. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is, when you take your vows as a man and as a woman, there's a third party involved in that. You make an oath to God and you make an oath to your children and what you're doing. I don't care about your personal happiness because happiness is a fleeting feeling. It changes. Those are your feelings. Fuck your feelings. I care about facts. Feelings change constantly. Facts don't. I don't get involved in feelings. You can feel good one day and feel like shit the next. So when I hear a man, especially, I let women have that. When I hear a man say, my feelings, I don't like that. That's just me
Okay, so let
Right.
me
because
ask you this,
feelings
Trav.
change.
If there was a man and a wife and they had a daughter and a son and they've been together for, let's just say, 6 7 years, and their relationship is so bad because the communication sucks, the lack of respect kind of sucks, the sex is maybe twice a week, but they stay together because of those two children.
And let me say something with that. That to me, that's not therapeutic for the children or for either one of them. Stand together just for the children. I mean, I don't want to personally, I wouldn't want to teach my daughters to stay in a loveless relationship, especially if there's no
Unhealthy.
respect and it's not healthy and the relationship is toxic. Sometimes you are better friends than you are lovers or married. So, especially if we went through counseling and, we saw the pastor, yada, 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 and it's just not working out. Sometimes what man put together, God didn't put together.
Right. So that's my whole thing. Don't stay in a relationship just because of the children, because at the end of the day, they're seeing what you guys are going through, the toxicity in that
Right.
relationship. So why put them through? Because they're only going to think that that's right. So then when they grow up and they get married and they have a child, and him and his the boy and the wife are feuding, or the girl and the boyfriend, the husband are feuding, they're going to think, well, my parents did that, so that's just what we do. That's just how it
Y'all,
is.
y'all know what we're talking about and how things are. It's really, really directly proven in the West where we live. Um, it's not like this in other countries. It's not like when people say things like there's nowhere in the vows where they said fun, feelings, and all that. That's just my opinion. You forsake all others in that situation. That's what you're supposed to do. Um, and because I'm in a situation where I'm a single father
Mm.
and doing my part to help raise my girls. I'm just saying, I hear what Tanya's saying. I get it. And then but I've heard so many times ladies say things like, um, what would I teach my daughters? Well, many other women that have went through divorces and whatnot, you're teaching your daughters that it's okay to give up. And if you got listen, there's certain
Well, you're
grounds that I
teaching
think
your daughters that I'm
You
if
don't have to settle
you don't,
for
yeah, you
mentally just to say you got somebody first. Value yourself more if this person doesn't value you enough to do better or do right by you. So if nothing else, you're teaching your daughters to honor their value. I don't
Right.
think they're saying, "Oh, you leave just because you're unhappy." That's not what they say. The thing about it is, being a child from divorced parents, um, and I told you, both of my grandfathers have outside kids, so on and so forth. So all of the women in my life, the main four women, mostly influential women, have all been cheated on by their husbands, right?
Mhm.
My mom left my dad for that reason. My dad then married my now stepmother. And they all had their own things, but my parents were young when they got married. My mama was 19 when she had me. They were married when she was 20. My mom is 3 months older than my dad. So they didn't even know who the hell they were. They just out of high school, got a kid, and now they got to try to figure this out. They probably should have never gotten married. But my mom was like, I'm not going to teach my daughter that it's okay to accept the crumbs of a person just to say she got somebody when it's a whole slice of cake on the table. You eat the cake, you don't eat the crumbs, and you damn sure don't beg for them. That's what my mama taught me.
Mm.
let me say something, and I like what Tootie just said. However, um, I hear you all ladies, and I want to address it directly. You ladies talk about cheating a lot, and it's in the music. It is really dominant in our culture now. Like ladies say, cheating, cheating, cheating,
Not
cheating,
so much
cheating.
cheating, it's just relationship issues. It's not
No, no, no. But that's the biggest thing you hear. You have so many women say, my grandmother took this, and I'm not going to take it, and I feel that way. And what I'm trying to say is this. Okay, and I said it last week. He's gotta have a why on why he does not. If he doesn't, he will. Now, it's one thing to get a guy that doesn't cheat. And I said again, but there's a whole nother thing to get a guy that can get women that don't cheat. So when I hear guys say I don't cheat, and he's sitting there talking like St. James, and I won't do that. Well, you won't get no pussy anyway. So it's easy for you to say that. That's like a broke man saying he won't buy a Ferrari.
Not
right.
And I said it
man.
before.
I
Say what?
I get what you're saying.
Say what? What
But
you say, Nita?
That's what I said.
Nita, I hear what you're
Just
saying,
because, so
y'all.
you're saying a guy won't cheat because he ain't gonna get no pussy anyway?
That's not what I said.
Oh, he's
No,
saying
If
no,
you are a
no.
guy,
He
he's
that's not what
wasn't
I
trying
said.
getting none in the first
to
place.
He
a
wasn't
guy.
getting none in the first place.
He wasn't getting none in the first place.
So if
So
he
he
So
can easily
not
because he's
getting
not getting them in the first place, he's not gonna cheat.
so no, 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 I'm not. He easily can
Mm.
sit there with you on the sofa and say, I don't cheat, Nita. That's not what I do.
But
Well,
that's
he
because
wasn't
he
gonna get no
can't.
women anyway. He can't.
He
But a guy,
can't.
but a
I
guy
hear
that's
you.
equivalent of a millionaire that can buy whatever he wants, a guy that can get women, tell him not to cheat. And if he's not cheating, then that really means something because he can get women. I don't really think y'all understand.
mm,
You all are attracted to all basically the same types of men, but in a realm.
Well, I just think that all
But
people
a lot
have
of
their
men
deal
are
breakers
attracted
in
to
a
the same
relationship.
type of woman too. Go ahead, Tootie. I'm sorry.
I think all people have their deal breakers in their relationships. Like I got a homegirl, cheating is not her deal breaker. Her deal breaker is fucking up the money. Everybody has their
What you
own
should be worried about,
Mm.
is.
all women
Not
being
all.
set outside on the curve. You
Not
talking
all.
about
Not all, because some
what
women
is
don't care about money. Some women don't care
don't
about
care?
money. You got to remember, Trav, you got to get out of the traditional ways because it's gone.
You are a
And
yeah,
unicorn.
it's gone.
Nobody
It's gone.
else on
Gone.
the planet has parents that have been married for the length of time your parents have been married.
No,
You
It,
no,
are
no, that's not true. That is not true. I have a
what I'm
partner. I
what
have
I'm
a
saying
partner.
is
I have a
this.
Hold on.
partner.
here,
I have a partner that's
here's the
just like
thing.
Please,
Trav
One
that
at a
please.
says that
time. One
same
at a
stuff.
time. One at a time. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. I agree
Go
with you
ahead,
to an
Steve.
extent, Tootie. I agree with you to an extent, Tootie. But here's the catch with that. I don't. My parents' marriage, that's between them. I don't know everything about it. Don't want to. That wasn't my job. I had a phenomenal
Oh,
childhood.
but that's not what I
But
was even going
no,
for. What I was
but
saying,
no, no,
I'm
no.
saying
I
you're
got
a
it.
product of that environment, so your mentality is different. So you trying to adapt to the mind of single people is foreign to you because that's not the life that you grew up with. That's why certain things are like hell no's and deal breakers for you because that's what men, not like the men you grew up with, say, but that's become like a social norm. You don't accept that because that's not something that you were ever familiar with or were
It's
even
so
exposed
many
to.
things. It's so many things that I can't. Like for example, with the ladies, if the BBLs meant that you were gonna have husbands, go get it done. It means you got a bag of dicks you walking around with. So therefore, I can't subscribe to that. If it was a situation where it was granting you something better, it's cool. I see. I was working and the lady, I was talking to a lady and she said that she has a 4 year old with a guy she had a one night stand with, and she said she don't even know his last name.
Like,
Now, how the hell is that? How is that? How is that going to help that little girl's life?
But
So
you don't know if that
maybe
you don't know if that woman, if her mom was the same way. That's what I'm saying. You kind of become a product
she
of your
said she
environment
came
to a
from a
certain
single
extent.
family home.
yeah.
She said she
That's what
came
I'm
from a
saying. Exactly. So
so
sometimes
what
we
I'm
become
saying is,
products of our environments, Travis.
Right,
al-
exactly.
And we're not saying that it's
although
wrong. We just saying if you know better, do better. Make a choice.
But
although
a
my
lot of women don't
opinions
do that though.
are all
But
my
Okay,
that's
opinions
y'all.
are
them. They
all
But
have to deal with whatever they don't do or whatever they choose to do. They're the ones who have to suffer through it. I ain't got no.
What
She,
Huh?
happened?
she
We
muted
lost you.
herself. She
yeah,
muted
Tootie,
herself.
Hold
muted
on.
yourself.
My phone
she
started
was
ringing. I'm
and she
sorry.
was saying some good shit too.
She was on it.
Yeah, so I'm just saying we all fuck up on any given. They ain't got no heaven here to put nobody in. So if you want to go out there and don't know who your baby daddy is, hey, just make sure it's another dude that's help that she has a male role model. Cause maybe the daddy that she got might be crazy. You know?
Okay,
So
y'all. I know we kind of going
I'll
over
fight
time.
for it.
We kind of going over time, but I'm gonna tell y'all this. This is something that I read. I'm gonna read it to y'all. There's a few, but I'm only gonna read two. Okay. Falling in
All
love
right.
with the idea of a person rather than the person themselves can be challenging to navigate. Number one, get to know the person on a deeper level. The more you understand about a person's values, beliefs, and personality, the less likely you are to idolize them. Practice mindfulness. When you find yourself getting lost in thoughts about the person, take a moment to be present in the moment. Pay attention to your thoughts and feelings and try to let them pass without getting too caught up in them. Third one, remind yourself of the person's imperfections. Nobody is perfect. And it's important to remember that the person you're falling in love with has their own flaws and imperfections. Seek the advice of a therapist or counselor if need be. They can help you work through your feelings and learn how to manage them in a healthy way. And lastly, remember that falling in love with the idea of a person is not uncommon, but it's important to have a realistic expectation and to not put too much pressure on the person to live up to your idealized version of them.
That is so
That's
true.
more than fair. Allow people
Um,
to be human and accept them for where they are. And if it ain't
Exactly.
something you
that's
accept, move your ass. Like, don't
Y'all,
nobody need to be picked
no.
apart by nobody.
and everything you just said is for a woman.
And we love y'all. This is Trav. Y'all know we're going to stop recording until next time. Y'all, we will start on November 29th because I will be out of town next week. Happy
November 29th. What is that?
Thanksgiving.
Happy
Happy
early
What is
Thanksgiving.
The
Thanksgiving.
following Wednesday.
Happy holidays, folks.
Hey, we didn't do the family thing with the Thanksgiving like we did every year. We didn't
Let's
do the
do it
Won't
family
you
right
thing.
sing?
now. Let's
Well,
do it right
Trav, won't you
now.
go ahead and sing to us?
Sing.
Huh?
Sing,
Sing to
Trav.
us. Sing to the family. Sing to the
Yeah,
Well,
give us
fans.
a Thanksgiving song.
Come on.
Thanksgiving song.
Yeah, gobble
Grandma
gobble.
got ran
Shake
over
it, shake
by a
it.
reindeer.
See,
I thought that was
You
Christmas.
heard me telling you, gobble gobble. Shake
Yeah.
it, shake it.
She got yams, greens, tomatoes, potatoes, hogs, logs. You name it.
He missed that.
uh, for if you're in the Atlanta area, fellas, if you want to do something, Go and help those girls get through college. They'll be shaking the day after Thanksgiving in the strip clubs.
Hang them up, Nick.
Go,
Just hang them up.
go.
He's speaking
Go.
his truth. Love y'all.
It's
We
just
are
true.
here.
See y'all.
Bye.